Today, the Ravens officially announced the signing of offensive tackle Ja'Wuan James. This is an intriguing signing for several reasons. First of all, James is a really good player when he's been on the field. He was a dominant right tackle with the Miami Dolphins before signing a monster contract with the Denver Broncos. Then he got hurt in 2019. He opted out in 2020 because of COVID, and then he tore his Achilles this offseason. The Broncos then released him, which cleared the way for him to land here in Baltimore on a reportedly incentive-heavy contract. Now, when reports first came out earlier this week about him signing here in Baltimore, most people said, okay, so they're going to give him a chance to rehab this season from that torn Achilles, and then we'll see what he has in 2022. But the Ravens made it clear that they're not ruling out James for this season. Of course, all that depends on how his rehab goes, but Coach Harbaugh talked earlier this week about how there's a chance James comes back and plays this season.
Well, I think it's a great signing. I'm just very, very pleased to have him. And he's a highly decorated player. He's been sat out 1 year, obviously, had the injury before, now another injury, so it's a tough set of circumstances for him. But from what I understand, he's very determined to get himself healthy again and get back to playing at the highest level. That injury there, the Achilles injury, is one that, he could foresee, is good possibility that he could be back this year even, November, December, maybe. So that's not something, I wouldn't say we're counting on that, but it's certainly something that you know is possible. I mean, Terrell Suggs had the same kind of an injury, same kind of timing, and got back in November that year, as I recall. So we'll just see what happens, but it's always good to have another good player who's a really good person and a hardworking guy, and we're happy to have him.
So whenever James does get back on the field, whether it's this season or next, he's just going to add more competition to a new-look offensive line. The Ravens have added veterans Kevin Zeitler and Alejandro Villanueva this offseason, and now James is another guy who could get in that mix again once he's healthy. Now, this is the final week of organized team activities, and then next week is mandatory minicamp, so make sure you stay tuned for more to come from that. That's it for me on Final Drive. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.